Stellar soul, the portal speaks to the places within you that the world cannot see. There are moments when life feels like a long echo, a sound that keeps returning to you, whispering the same question: who am I really beneath everything I've been told to be? Sometimes it's not the world that changes. It's the soul that finally decides to awaken. And when it does, everything you thought you had lost begins to call your name again. If this message finds you, it's not by chance. Stay here. There is something your soul has been trying to remember. Something gentle. Something ancient. Something that has always belonged to you. The truth was never hidden, only forgotten. Like stars behind the daylight, it has always been there, waiting for the night of your surrender. The moments when you break down, when the path disappears beneath your feet, those are not endings. They are portals. Pain is not punishment, it is a teacher. It arrives when your soul is ready to grow beyond the limits of what it has known. It strips away the illusions, the masks, the noise, until only truth remains. Have you noticed how the greatest transformations begin in silence? A seed does not bloom under sunlight alone, it begins in darkness. The same happens within you. In the quiet ache of your heart, life is already rearranging itself into something new. Breathe. You don't need to have all the answers. The mind seeks certainty, but the soul thrives in mystery. Each breath is a reminder that you are still connected to everything, to the pulse of creation itself. When you let go of the need to control, you make space for grace to enter. Surrender is not weakness, it is the highest act of strength. It's the moment you stop fighting against the current and finally trust that the river knows where it's going. You were never lost. You were walking through sacred forgetting, a path designed to lead you back home to yourself. Every belief you've carried, every story about who you should be, was simply a layer of protection built by an old version of you. But you are no longer that version. You are remembering what it means to live as light-wearing human form. And yes, the process feels like breaking, because to remember who you are, you must release who you are not. That's why old patterns return, why familiar fears appear just as you begin to rise. They are not signs of failure, but invitations to see with new eyes. You are not your past. You are the consciousness that witnessed it, the awareness that keeps choosing to love despite everything. Right now, life is guiding you through a quiet realignment. Some connections will fade, some dreams will dissolve, but everything that remains will be true. What leaves your life now was never meant to stay, it served its purpose in your remembering. And what arrives will not ask you to shrink. It will recognize you, the real you, the one that has been waiting beneath all the noise. Listen. Your soul is speaking in ways that no words can describe. Through the feeling that rises when you see the stars. Through the peace that visits you after tears. Through the knowing that you are more than this moment, and yet completely present within it. You are light remembering itself, a fragment of infinity learning to breathe in a human heart. You were never disconnected, only dreaming. And now the dream is shifting. Let it. Let the old crumble. Let the unknown become your teacher. Because in every ending, the universe is whispering, you are safe to begin again. You are not lost, beloved soul. You are finally being found by your own light. If these words touch something deep within you, stay connected here, where the soul remembers itself. Subscribe and share this message with those who are ready to remember too. Because awakening begins when we choose to see not with the eyes, but with the heart. You were never lost. You were only remembering who you are. There is a moment, quiet and subtle, when you begin to realize that what you were seeking outside has always been alive within you. The love you begged for, the validation you chased, the peace you thought would come from being understood, all of it was a reflection of the parts of you asking to be remembered. You have never truly been searching for someone else. You have been searching for yourself, the version of you untouched by fear, comparison, or expectation. Every pain you have ever experienced was not meant to define you, but to awaken you. The soul uses contrast to bring you home. It lets you taste loneliness so that you can remember the beauty of connection. It allows you to feel loss so that you can understand the value of what cannot be taken away. The ache was never the end of the story, it was the beginning of awareness. The mind will tell you that you are behind, that you've wasted time, that you should have healed by now. But the soul knows that every delay was divine timing. There are seasons for remembering, and yours is unfolding right now. The cracks you see in yourself are not signs of failure, they are the openings through which light enters. Breathe again. Notice how the air touches your chest, how your heart keeps beating even when you doubt your strength. Life has never stopped supporting you, even when you stopped believing in yourself. There is a rhythm, soft and eternal, guiding everything you do. You are part of that rhythm, never separate, never forgotten. Perhaps you've carried the weight of needing to be strong for too long. Maybe you've worn your independence like armor, mistaking survival for peace. But, stellar soul, the universe never asked you to be invincible. It asked you to be real, to feel, to break, to rebuild with tenderness. Strength is not about never falling. It's about trusting that you will rise softer, wiser, and more open each time. There's a sacred power in surrender, not the kind that gives up, but the kind that gives over. To surrender is to whisper, I no longer need to control the how. I only need to trust the why. The universe doesn't measure your worth by how perfectly you perform your healing. It measures it by how bravely you stay open to love in the middle of your chaos. You were never meant to walk through this life untouched. You came to feel deeply, to know the full spectrum of being alive. That's why your emotions are not weaknesses, they are messages. Each tear is a code of remembrance. Each moment of laughter is a vibration of truth. What you feel is sacred. What you are becoming is sacred. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine that all the noise around you fades. Beneath the surface of your thoughts, there is a quiet space, vast, eternal, still. That silence is you. That space is your home. It has no name, no past, no expectation. Only presence. Only peace. When you rest there, you remember that nothing real can ever be lost. You might think you are rebuilding your life, but in truth, your life is rebuilding you. Every ending is a teacher dressed in disguise, every detour a redirection to something more aligned. You are learning the language of flow, the art of trusting where love leads you even when logic doesn't understand. Look back for a moment, not to dwell, but to see how far you've come. The mountains you thought you couldn't climb are now behind you. The nights that once swallowed your hope have become constellations of wisdom lighting your path. You didn't just survive, you transformed. And transformation is not about becoming someone new. It's about shedding everything that is not you. You are not the wounds. You are the awareness that has outgrown them. You are not the fear. You are the light that sees through it. When you finally stop trying to fix yourself, you realize there was never anything broken, only parts of you longing to be loved back into wholeness. The universe is not asking you to rush your awakening. It's asking you to slow down enough to feel it. The truth reveals itself not in chaos but in stillness. So take your time. Heal at the pace of trust. Love at the rhythm of your breath. Every time you forgive yourself, you shift timelines. Every time you choose compassion instead of self-criticism, you open new frequencies of peace. Healing doesn't always look like light. Sometimes it looks like sitting with your shadow until it stops being a stranger. Sometimes it looks like resting, like saying no, like beginning again. You are allowed to release the stories that make you small. You are allowed to outgrow people, places, and dreams that no longer reflect your truth. You are allowed to expand. The universe expands through you. Remember, you are not a mistake in the fabric of creation. You are one of its vital threads. The same intelligence that guides the stars also breathes within you. It knows your name, your rhythm, your purpose, even when you forget. When doubt whispers, "You are lost," answer softly, "I am remembering." When fear says, "You are alone," remind it, "I am surrounded by light." When pain tells you, "You will never heal," reply, "I am already becoming whole." Because you are. With every breath, you are remembering your divine blueprint, the frequency of who you truly are beneath the noise. The one who came here not to be perfect, but to be present. Not to escape the world, but to illuminate it. The more you return to your heart, the more you will see that you were never missing anything. You were only sleeping beneath layers of expectation and comparison. And now, you are waking up. Not to something new, but to something eternal, yourself. So take another breath. Feel how life flows through you effortlessly. You don't need to force what is meant for you. It will find you when you are aligned with truth. And alignment is simply authenticity, being who you are, even when the world doesn't understand. You are not here to prove your worth. You are here to embody it. The universe never asks you to earn what was always yours: light, peace, love, and infinite belonging. If your heart feels lighter now, hold that softness. Let it expand through your chest, through your words, through your days. This is how you change worlds, by remembering who you are and allowing others to remember through your example. You were never lost, stellar soul. You were only remembering. And in this remembrance, you are finally coming home. There comes a moment when remembering becomes embodiment, when what you once understood with your mind begins to live within your heart. That moment is now. You are no longer reaching for the light outside of you, you are becoming the light that others have been searching for. Every wound you have healed has become a window through which the universe can shine. Every time you chose love instead of bitterness, you rewrote your destiny. The universe has been watching you rise, not through perfection, but through presence. You are learning that awakening is not about escaping the human experience, but about infusing it with consciousness. It's about finding divinity in ordinary moments, in the sound of your breath, the warmth of sunlight on your face, the quiet peace after tears. You are remembering that heaven was never a distant place, it was the awareness within you that has always known the way home. Look at how much you've grown. You faced storms that could have destroyed you, yet here you are, softer, wiser, more aligned. That is not weakness, that is mastery. Every time you opened your heart when it would have been easier to close it, you expanded the universe itself. Your healing is not just yours. It ripples through timelines, touching others in ways you may never see. The universe does not measure progress by speed. It measures it by depth, by how fully you allow yourself to live this human story with compassion and grace. And grace, stellar soul, has been walking beside you all along. Every moment of doubt, every tear shed in silence, every time you chose to believe again, all of it has been sacred. You are the evidence that love survives everything. So now, as you stand in this space between what was and what is becoming, take a deep breath. Let the past rest. Let the future unfold. You don't need to force what's next, you only need to stay open. The path will reveal itself step by step, in the rhythm of your own becoming. The universe will meet you where your courage begins. Remember this, you were never lost. You were never broken. You were simply remembering yourself back into wholeness. The light you have been chasing is the same light that has always lived inside you. And now, it is time to live from that place, to speak from it, to love from it, to create from it. Let these words settle in your heart like seeds. They will bloom in their own time, in their own way. You are ready. You are free. You are loved beyond measure. If this message resonates with the quiet truth inside you, stay connected here, where souls remember together. Subscribe and share this transmission with those who are still finding their way back to the light. Because healing spreads when we choose to remember as one. You were never lost. Stellar soul, you were only remembering who you are. And now, the universe celebrates your return.